Morons, it's Victor, King of Morons. Welcome to another long ass video.
And hello there, morons. It's Victor, gimmeabreakman, gimmeflakeman, King of the Morons, the Godfather Jvlogging. Let me get my hat. Yes, got the Jvlogging hat on today. Gonna do a video response using the new software I picked up called Show Instant. Is that what it's called? I Show You Instant. I can never remember. I do have a toothache today. Yes, I have a toothache. And I found out a few things. I found out at TOMOKO Sensei. I was talking to Jake Knowlton, by the way. One of my favorite vloggers. Honest vlogger, Jay Knowlton. Jake Knowlton, not Jay. And he was telling me there's a contest going on between TOMOKO Sam and David Trippin, right? And apparently David Trippin has lost 2.5... they could be right, 2 kilograms in a week. And it's a month-long contest, but I just want to state that I've lost 7 kilograms solid in about 3 weeks now. That's about 15 pounds. But somehow I have a toothache. I think I got a cavity. God, I never got cavities when I was younger. But this will take care of, ease the pain a little bit using my knob creak. Love the knob creak. Love the knob. Say what you will. Today's video response to, as you can tell, obliterating, excuse me if I steal that title, obliterating another foreigner, which is just silly. But before that, this is a kind of a laundry vlog. It's a long ass vlog. I'm gonna do what I want because my channel. So let me show you something first. Let's check out this. You see this? Here you can see Tomoko at my school with the other Tomoko and Molly. There they are. And we're all kissing and stuff. But anyway, that is Molly. there's my kid. My kid is not very fond of Molly. Right. Look, this is kind of funny. So that was months ago, of course, when Mother came and visited us. But the reason I'm showing that is I was looking for old footage and I found that, and Mully is out of the hospital today and he's under 200 kilograms, which you might think, what? Yeah, I know it's still huge, but it's progress. He has a scale that goes up to 200 kilograms, which is about 440 pounds, I believe. And he could not, it wouldn't, when he stepped on it, it would just say error, like you're too fucking fat, But today, actually, I think 4 days ago, it finally registered. I think he was 196, and that is just wonderful. I'm really happy for Mully. He's, I guess he's one of my best friends, if not my best friend here on YouTube. Oh, isn't it sweet? I got a best friend. I always feel kind of gay saying that, and not in the homosexual way. I know I shouldn't say that. Okay, I slipped out. Sorry. Excuse me to all the people who are offended by that kind of language. Whatever. PC crap. Fuck it. Here's to all the gay people. I love you guys. I'm serious. I don't understand homophobia. But so I want to start off the video with that. I also want to start off with some good news. I found a long lost video that I thought I had lost, starring. Yes, I did. Look, starring Reina. So I thought I lost this. So Reina, I hope you're watching this. I found it. I found the video. Isn't it great? We're talking about discrimination or reverse cultural shock and stuff, which I will upload that soon. But today, as you know, I'm making a video about Ryan Boundless's video, which I still haven't seen, and it doesn't matter because I get the gist of it. And I've talked to a few people who've seen it, and I'm just not going to give it the view. And it's not so much about Ryan Boundless as, I don't want you guys to think of this as an attack on him, because I don't know him. But I just want to give my thoughts on this whole thing. And I wanted to do it calmly. Like I didn't want to just jump on the bandwagon 5 days ago when everyone was making videos, because then, well, of course you get accused of, oh, you're just trying to get a lot of views. Well, yeah, that's, if I were smart, I should have done it then. But I wanted to think about it. And the other thing is I was just busy. Now today, I took part in a I was interpreting for, and I can't talk about specifics, but suffice to say that I was working between Japanese lawyers and British lawyers. on a very big case today. It's a part-time job that I do. Sometimes they call me and they say, "Can you come out and interpret, do on-the-spot interpretation?" It was really tough today because it's a lot of legal terms and a lot of legal mumbo jumbo, and I had to do a bit of a studying for it. I can't talk about it, except I will tell you this: it was an incredible amount of money, and I'm going to tell you the amount, but just humor me. Just humor me. And I want your comment. Okay, you can see it's a comment trick, whatever. Tell me how much money you think this lawsuit involved. Okay? I'm really curious. When I say a lot of money, how much you think this lawsuit involved? Write it in the comments right now. I'm going to give you 5 seconds. Just write it down, okay? Maybe 10 seconds. I'll take a sip while you guys think about that. And write down a number. I want to see some numbers, okay? Just write it down, and then you'll see what it is. But I want to see some numbers. One party is suing the other party for how much? It's toothache, That's good. Knob Creek is good. The number is $23 million. Wow. So when they called me and I first heard the number on the phone, they told me in yen, and I thought, oh, that sounds like $2.3 million. And when I got to the office, I was thinking about it. And I said, wait a minute, is this number right? Because that's an insane amount of money. Okay, anyway, that's been weighing on my mind the last few days because I had to, they gave me contracts to look at and to prepare for the meeting, and I did it. So that's cool. That's great. Now I finally have some time to cool off and talk about something, which is this Ryan Balance video. First of all, I don't dislike Ryan Balance. Let's get this out of the way. Some people think I'm mean to him, but here's what I don't understand. A couple people have said you should make videos about him, and I don't want to. But when I keep getting emails from you guys, my subscribers, asking me to comment. They want to know my opinion. Now, there's no point just hating on someone for no reason, but I would like to reiterate something I said years ago regarding this whole issue, because I did make a video, and I'll try to remember to link it in the description, called Don't Speak to Me in English, in which I talk about this whole phenomenon of people who hate getting talked to in English. And this is basically a repeat of that, except in this case we have an actual person who's kind of losing their mind over that. And I want to talk about that a little bit. First of all, congratulations on making an amazing troll video. One thing about Ryan Balance that I think is interesting and very successful is that he's able to twist language to make it mean whatever he wants it to mean. For example, anyone who disagrees with anything and criticizes him is a weeaboo automatically, even though that's not what a weeaboo is. And in this case, he's twisted the word Gaijin hunter into anyone who wants to speak to a Japanese person. Now, Gaijin hunter traditionally, and you can correct me if I'm wrong. If you think I'm wrong, go ahead. You can argue. A Gaijin hunter is someone who is interested in who's romantically or sexually interested in a foreigner. It's usually a woman. And she just likes you because you're a foreigner, okay? Which is not the worst thing in the world. But anyway, yeah, apparently these women do exist. I have met a couple of them. They're kind of silly. I've been on dates with them, and even though I speak... and I say this, I'll say this in quotation marks, and you'll understand why later. I speak fluent Japanese. I remember a couple cases where they get annoyed by my speaking Japanese. They're like, "You should speak English," and I'm like, "Do you understand English?" "No, but it just sounds so weird when you speak Japanese." So that kind of mentality. So yeah, there've been I've met they do exist, but it's not that big a deal, okay, and they're easy to avoid. In the end, we're all human beings, and you might meet someone who might appear to be a Gaijin hunter in the end, but a relationship will not last on that attraction or that interest alone. And some of you, the other funny thing about that is some guys have what do they call it, yellow fever. So it goes both ways. And there's some white girls who only like black guys, and some Japanese girls who only like black guys, and some black guys who only like white girls. So that shit exists. It's not a big deal. Okay, and I'm sure there's names for all those types of people. But Ryan Boundless takes the name Gaijin Hunter and just adapts it to whatever situation he thinks. In this case, he uses it to refer to an old man who comes up to him in a park and apparently tries to speak to him. Now, I went to his video and looked at all the comments, and my sense of it by reading everyone's comments, which I think might actually be a better idea than watching the video, is that the way he treated the old man was not actually that bad. You get a lot of people going up and down about, going back and forth about, oh, you were terrible, you're a douchebag. The word douche, by the way, someone go over there and do a count on how many times the word douche is used in a comment, or asshole, or any of those insults. It's pretty high. I just keep saying the word douche, douche, douche. There's actually a Reddit page on him now, and people are going crazy. A few people, of course, are supportive. I was interested in one subscriber of his named Kawaii. I remember because this person is a real asshole. But they're like, "You're so mean. Why didn't you try being nice?" Which is strange for him to defend. It's funny that he's defending Ryan Boundless, and Nate also. International Nate. Is that right? International Nate, who also defends Ryan Boundless, but doesn't defend someone. Well, he doesn't. He defends someone saying you should die, Ryan Boundless, which is admittedly too much, but yeah, this is your hero. This is the guy that you guys support. This is indefensible, I think. But I want to shed some light on why this type of person exists, and I want to say it's great that he uploaded that video, because it's a teaching video. A lot of people criticize me for being a drama whore or whatever. You think I make these videos just for drama, but in my mind, it's not that simple. These are teaching moments. So this is a teachable moment, like it or not. And you might think that sounds arrogant of me, looking down on you students like that. But it is a teaching moment, and I'm not that intelligent, but I have had a lot of experience, and I've made a lot of mistakes, but I've never been an arrogant son of a bitch like a lot of you guys think I am now. I've always been a humble person, and I've been raised differently from what I see now in the comments. I was raised to respect your elders, so I come from a different perspective when I see what happened here. It just seems really bizarre to me the way that this happened. So I want to go through some of the comments that I saw, and I got a big bonus at the end, so hold on to me. Now, one of the first comments here, which is a response by Ryan Boundless, actually. I should probably click on this so you can see it better. Check this out. Okay, so two guys are practicing their Japanese right here, and it doesn't really matter what they said. It's actually not bad at all. Whether they're native speakers, I would guess they're not because of their names and checking their channels, but the Japanese seems pretty okay to me. Anyway, that's not really the point. The point is this. You two are adorable. I'd offer you Japanese lessons, but I'm fully booked now. Keep practicing. Pretty condescending comment by Ryan Boundless there. So, but which is not really important, except for the fact that it opens the door to criticism. He feels comfortable criticizing other people's Japanese. Interesting, huh? Another comment I thought I was interested in seeing was by Strawberry Mochi. And Strawberry Mochi, I'm going to call you out. You just made a great video about how to run your YouTube channel, and now you got a comment on here getting into the drama, which you advise on your YouTube channel don't get into the drama, but you're doing it. But I agree with you, and I'm glad you did. You are a disgrace to every foreigner that lives in Japan. This is pathetic, so pathetic. Okay. Yeah, so I'm glad that. And the funny thing, and I hope you don't mind me, Strawberry Mochi, saying this, but Strawberry Mochi, like a lot of foreigners here in Japan, a lot of Jvloggers, a lot of them like to keep their mouth shut about things like this on video. As you know, I have no qualms about getting dirty and throwing a little mud back and forth, and I really like it when someone else throws a little mud back. It's all in good fun, and it's not malicious, and I'm not hateful. Here's one by Amadofu. Wow, you totally one-upped yourself in this video. While you may have found it annoying that he approaches you in English, at least his intentions were harmless. Your intentions, on the other hand, were mean and passive-aggressive. Like a child. Grow up, Brian. Honestly, with your salty personality, you should feel so lucky that anyone would want to approach you in any language. Except no one's going to know that he's an asshole. I mean, he does look like an asshole, but one of my favorite comments, I am not going to read all these for you, but one of my favorite comments, simply because it's by Logicast, who I've known for many, many years. I mean, seriously, like 6 or 7 years. He's one of the best, most logical and intelligent commenters out there. And he tells him how he should deal with it, which is basically, He's very political. What's it? He's very he's a gentleman in the way he criticizes him, and he tells him, go check it out or read it right now. Pause the video right now and read it. I don't feel like reading everything. But both of these people, so Nebriso21, who's also made videos about me in the past, and we've actually come to an understanding. He was kind of critical of my stuff, I think, in the beginning. He owes me a tour in Indonesia, apparently, if I remember correctly. But Logicos has been in Japan too, so he kind of knows what he's talking about. Good comments from a lot of people. It's silly for me to go through all these. We'll talk about them. A lot of, like I said, a lot of the insults are funny. You're a toxic human being. You're a dick. Get off your high horse. You're an ass. What the fuck is wrong with this? A person just talking to you. You're a dick. I'll fuck you up. A lot of just surprise comments. And here's the thing. Oh, here's another one. Long-time subscriber Ryan, I've been following you since you were nobody in 2011 with 900 subscribers, if that, but this is way out of line. So even his loyal subscribers are attacking him. Now, that's not a big deal, but I'd like to explain a little bit about why people act like Ryan Boundless and shed a little light on that, in my opinion, of course. Now, I made a little list for you. It's quickly made, and I'm sure I can probably do better, but this is enough for today. Let's see if we can get a little zoom here. Okay, so when you're a foreigner living in Japan, there are stages that I've observed, and a lot of people. I think I saw this once in the old comic magazine called Japan Zine. It used to be called The Alien. Great magazine, by the way, run by my friend Neil, a comic genius. But stages of Gaijin hood in Japan. The first one, of course, is, oh my God, I'm in Japan. And I'm so happy I'm in Japan. Everything's so cool. Wow. And at that point, you're just happy that anyone speaks to you at all in English. Because you can't understand Japanese at all, right? And of course, this is a generality, but you're just happy people speak English. Like, oh my God. And you want to share and you want to talk with someone and you're lonely. And that's what you get. And you're happy. Even if the English sucks, you don't complain. Okay? That's pretty much stage number one. Stage number two, everything is great, but I'm completely lost. Everything at stage two, nothing much has changed except you're starting to experiment with words and simple sentences, and you're starting to see cause and effect of your language ability. So that's cool. Stage three, you realize, wow, Japanese is really hard, but you're determined to beat it, and you don't have any resentment yet towards people speaking Japanese. Yet is the key word. Now, the fourth stage is this is where it starts to get a little bit worse. You can have a simple conversation and you start believing people when they say, "Ah, jozu desu ne. Oh, your Japanese is really good. Ah, Bikita-san wa jozu desu ne. Nihongo jozu desu ne." You start getting that compliment. Oh, your Japanese is really good, and you start to believe it. Wow, maybe I have a knack for this. Oh, everyone's complimenting me. I must be pretty good, right? But of course, you know that they said that before. But this time, you kind of think it because you've been studying for a while. You can have a simple conversation. And the thing you don't realize is that Japanese people are speaking not down to you. They're speaking simply for you. Most Japanese people who you encounter and have a conversation with you, I can't speak English, will dumb it down, so to speak. Will speak to you using simpler expressions and yeah, so they'll help you fool yourself into thinking that your Japanese is better than it actually is, right? And this is when resentment towards English-speaking Japanese people begins, because then you realize, well, you think you're getting better, and then some people insist on speaking English with you, and you're like, how am I going to get even better with these people? And you resent it. This is Japan. We should speak Japanese, and this is not fair. You start getting these kind of things, even though. And I'm going to say this again later. Japanese there is no requirement, there's no obligation for anyone to speak anything to you at all. Okay? That's in your mind. That's some made-up rule that you have. Right? Yeah, I'll get back to that. I hope I remember to get back to that. Okay. This is the most dangerous stage. Oh, yeah. On stage 4, and stage 4, you start thinking you understand Japan pretty well. Even better than some Japanese people. Okay. Now, stage 5 is you're at an intermediate level. You've got some kanji under your belt. Okay, some grammar. Maybe you've taken one of the Japanese language proficiency tests, the Nihongo Nikkyu or Sankyu, and which I don't understand. To be honest, guys, none of those mean anything except the first one. If you can't pass all the levels of the first one, like I have, then it doesn't matter. Who cares? The second one's nothing. Okay. in my opinion. But it does matter if you're going for a job application, so it's good for that. So you should take it if you're, or you want to get into university. No, I think for university you need a first level. But anyway, when you're at the intermediate level, your resentment starts to increase. You're easily irked by stupid things like someone gave me an English menu, that kind of shit. And you're even starting to confront Japanese and scold them on the racist way they treat you. Okay, and this is the level that some people never graduate from, and I dare say this is the level that Ryan Boundless is stuck at. All right now, and I was at for a long time. I'm really annoyed by anyone who speaks English with me. Hopefully, the better your Japanese gets, the more you realize that it's a really difficult language, and you will realize, as I have realized, that no matter how good you get, it's almost impossible to get to native level, and I will say that my Japanese still sucks. Okay, now I'm fluent. I'm paid to translate between lawyers. Okay, that's what I did today, right? But I will say that there are a lot of things that happened during that meeting that I could not say in Japanese. I was here. My part of they had two translators. My part was to translate. There was a Japanese woman doing the same thing on the other side of the table. She would translate from the Japanese to the English, and I would translate from the English to the Japanese, and we were both making mistakes, okay? And she lived in New York for 5 years. A very clever woman, excuse me. But there were many expressions, many things that I could not say smoothly. Now, I did get my point across, so I could communicate, right? But it was not nearly, native level for that conversation. And I've talked to quite a few of the more fluent members of the YouTube community, and yeah, our opinion, without calling out a lot of names, but even I'll do it this way. Even Hiko Simon, who has arguably the best Japanese of a non-native out there right now that I can think of, except for one exception, even he makes mistakes. Even he cannot read certain kanji that I can read and other Japanese can read. And I'm not saying I'm better than Hiko by no means. That wasn't my point at all. But I'm saying that we all have different strengths and weaknesses, right? Hiko's Japanese is, of course, I think better than mine, and I'm sure. Well, he probably won't agree because he's humble, but anyway, believe me, it is. But the point is, mine is, everyone thinks mine is great, but actually compared to a native, it's not. It's not, and I'm sure that a well-educated Japanese person who has studied English probably has a more intelligent and sophisticated vocabulary than I do. However fluent we might sound, because although we can speak quickly, when it comes to certain expressions, we just don't have it because we weren't raised speaking. We weren't taught English, or I'm sorry, Japanese for more like 15 years, like some of the Japanese people have. So they have extensive vocabularies, even though they have trouble like spitting out and forming it into smooth sentences. Their English in general, and in different ways, is probably superior to a lot of ours. Which is not and even if it's not, the point is we're not perfect. Okay, so all these natives who complain and bitch about shit, what the fuck are you talking about? You're not perfect. Your Japanese is not that fucking good. Get off your high horse. I'm talking to me. I'm talking to Mully. I'm talking to everybody who thinks their Japanese is kick-ass, okay? First of all, it's not a thing that I even think about except when things like this happen. But it's just something I like to point out. And saving the best for last, I hope you're still with me at the 23-minute mark. I want to show you something. I got this email from Eido. Eido is he doesn't make YouTube videos. He's been on the 2.5 Oyajis a few times. Oh, I should have done this. He does have a page, a blog, which is an extremely good blog. So let's get to that first. My God, what's turning Japanese? Eido, let me see if I can find it. Oh my God, I should have prepared that part. Yeah, there it is. Becoming legally Japanese, turning Japanese. I was right. It's an excellent blog about what you need to do if you want to become Japanese. There it is. Let me move that over there. Okay, and there it is. It's called turning-japanese.info. And if you are truly interested in a great blog by a superior Japanese speaker, probably better than everyone I just mentioned before me, including anyone, you know. This guy reads, writes, and he's a Japanese citizen, a very rare animal. And he's a nice guy. Okay, he's a really nice guy. He's a marathon runner. Works for top. Are there 100 companies? I'm pretty sure he's in the 100 companies. He's worked that I know of personally. 3 top 100 companies. Okay, extremely successful person, and he does this blog, and he's a marathon runner. Okay, he's got it all. Now, and a nice guy. He's been on 2.5 Oyajis. Look for him if you can. Now, this is the comment he wrote. Now we'll read this to you slowly because it was erased. This is the comment that obliterated Ryan Boundless. This is the comment that he will not allow in his video, and this is the person he will not allow in his video. Okay, and you can judge for yourself what it means. This is his comment. Drum roll, please. The reason the man was speaking English to you was because your Japanese, based on what I heard, is awful. Both expressiveness and pronunciation. Especially for being here for 16 years. You should have been able to talk constantly in Japanese without switching to English. And don't give me the excuse that you spoke English for the sake of the YouTube audience. You could have easily added subtitles or spliced in English commentary after the fact. Of course he spoke English to you. You made it obvious to him that you couldn't hold a complex conversation in Japanese. That you couldn't speak Japanese for more than 5 seconds at a time tells me you learned nothing in your decade and a half here. If you can't learn in 16 years, then another 10 years is not going to make it better. So you might as well go home. I should have smiled there. I apologize for smiling. That's my... I'm chuckling to myself. Sorry. Normally, I make a point... This is important. Normally, I make a point never to criticize a foreigner's Japanese ability. And it's true. I've never heard him say anything like this before. He's not that kind of person. But I'm making an exception here. I'm making an exception because you bullied an old innocent man regarding the topic of foreign languages. So you are fair game. Yeah. So there you go. That's the comment that was sent to me by Eido on my Gmail because Ryan blocked the comment. It's still, you can still see it on Gmail. I guess I think I can post a link to it. You can see it yourself. You know, for some reason on Google Plus, you can still see comments that you posted on videos, even though those comments have been erased by the owner. So this is the comment. I guess this is the one thing. This is the comment that obliterated Ryan Boundless. And I only say it. I don't say it out of joy. I'm just saying it because for me it's hypocrisy. And one of the reasons I try not to deal. Oh, please stop making videos, Ryan Bounds. I don't like making videos about him anymore. Is because there's a hypocrisy there that doesn't make me happy. One of the things I liked about Ryan Boundless, and I still like about his older videos, is that he seemed like a sincere human being, and he says things that. Give you the impression he's actually got some, how do I say this? Good? Not good. Of course, I'm sure he thinks he's a good person, but he makes these comments that seem like he's got some goodness in him or that he's trying to be sincere. And let me give you an example, okay? At the end of this this is the first comment he makes. Let me see. Let me read this to you. I was taking a walk along the Yodo River on a crisp, sunny February afternoon here in Osaka, Japan. I don't know where Jahan is. Enjoying my thoughts to myself and minding my own business. No, Gaijin Hunter, I actually do not feel like answering your intrusive and exclusive questions that make me feel like a second-class citizen. No, Gaijin Hunter, I actually do not feel like being your English practicing buddy. Fuck off. Let's take this like I would my class. Let's take it paragraph by paragraph. I don't know what exclusive questions mean in this case. Yeah, second-class citizen, I think that's more on you. The fact that you feel like a second-class citizen is not anyone's fault but your own. And that's not what a Gaijin hunter is. An old man is not a Gaijin hunter. Okay, then he says, Gaijin hunters are always nice to you because they want something from you. That being said, yeah, he did. He wanted to interact with you. That being said, this guy was not the worst Gaijin hunter I've ever met. Oh, isn't that nice? Good for you. Please read the next sentence carefully, fucktards. I think he's talking to me. I do not believe this man is an inherently bad person. Well, even if you did, no one would agree with you. He just needs to have his thinking re-indoctrinated. So, this is funny. He believes a man is indoctrinated because he was friendly to him. That's just some kind of indoctrination, being friendly to strangers, being friendly to foreigners. But he would like to indoctrinate the man himself with his own, rules and ethics. Okay? It is because of his and other Gaijin hunters' lack of interaction with the international community that they exude socially unacceptable behavior. In short, they are not really bad people. They just need the gift of love, patience, and knowledge. You gave none of that. I saw no love coming from you, no patience for sure, and throwing his shit on YouTube, and no knowledge. The other thing about this video that annoys me is it's just so insincere. The video is entitled, where the hell is it? Gaijin Hunter Obliterated with one question. It should have been titled Old Japanese Man Confused by My Question. Because, why is that up there? Because the man was not obliterated. From what I hear, he mentioned YouTube, and the man had no idea what YouTube was. And it's also it's talking about ethics, This is Ryan is complaining about, what was the comment? He was complaining about socially acceptable behavior. Filming somebody and throwing them on the internet is socially acceptable? No, that's insincere, and that's trolling. You're trolling, and you're doing a very good job. I congratulate you on your 20,000 views. But you're a troll, and you're an insincere fuck. And I don't understand why you do it. From what I've seen in the past, you're a nice guy. You're intelligent, and maybe that's why you do it, because you don't give a fuck. So the confusing part to me is, if you don't give a fuck, which it looks like, because that a video has over 1,000 minuses. Not what it thumbs down. If you don't give a fuck, why did you erase this comment? Why did you erase this comment? That implies to me that you do give a fuck, because this stung a little bit closer to home than you felt comfortable with, is what I'm thinking. I don't know, man. The ability to see yourself, self-awareness. Dogs don't have it. We still love them. You don't seem to have it. Or either that, or you're trolling. But if you're trolling, why did you leave this comment? And why didn't you leave this comment up? That's what confuses me. So, I'm glad you made that video. I'm glad he made that video, because I want people to see that. And to the people who do see that, who do think about coming to Japan, the other thing to think about, and this is something that happened. I talked with Jake Knowlton 4 days ago when this was all coming out, and he was telling me he saw the video, and we talked about it. But I don't know if it was my idea or his idea, but one of the points of this is he did not educate the old man. The old man did not understand what the hell he's talking about. He did not pass any knowledge onto him. Nothing was accomplished. And I think you have to pass your battles. He thinks, Ryan says he wants to educate, Japanese people. They need to be re-indoctrinated. Well, you're not going to indoctrinate an old man. That's not what you should be doing, if that's what you want to do. If that's truly your intention. If you're sincere about that, which for me is what is important with you two, to be sincere. You're not sincere. Because if that was truly your intention, then you should be making videos in Nihongo, not in Eigo. I'm talking to the Western audience. If you really wanted to change the way Japanese people think, why aren't you making videos in Japanese? Yes, I guess that's pretty much all I have to say. Yeah, pick your battles. When you come to Japan, if you're a foreigner in Japan, when someone gives you a little English, yes, I will admit this. It is, like I said, and I made a video about this years ago, it is annoying when you studied so hard to learn Japanese. Oh, you studied so hard, and they still speak English to you, poor guy. But pick your battles, okay? If it's with someone that you're good friends with and they insist on speaking English when you can actually have a better communication in Japanese, then yeah, I would say it's something that has to be addressed. But if it's some stranger who's handing you a menu at a restaurant, there's no reason for you to get upset. And if you want to educate that person, simply say, "Nihongo no menu onegai shimasu." Please give me a Japanese menu. And you can even joke if it irks you, like, "Boku wa Nihongo dekinai to omotteru no ka." I put on the Gaijin accent there for you, but you can actually vent a little bit without becoming so aggressive or doing something like this. But pick your battles. In this case, I don't think anything was accomplished by being a dick to a stranger, especially an old man. That old man is not going to go around and tell people, I met a interesting young man who educated me on how to deal with foreigners. Now I feel like I know more about foreigners. That's not going to happen. That didn't happen. So pick your battles. And for those of you, living in Japan, don't get stressed out over shit like this. There's a lot of more important things to deal with, I think. And honestly, your Japanese sucks. So remember that next time you bitch about someone speaking English to you. Your Japanese really does suck. You got to get it better, okay? So I'm not saying to give up, but keep that in mind when you think about criticizing someone for speaking English to you. That's all I got to say. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you don't like it, give it a thumbs down. I can handle it, all right? And no comments will be erased from this video. I should unblock Kawaii and Nate, even though they're repetitive one-trick donkeys who only say the same thing again and again. Stop picking on him. You're not nice. Yeah, I'm the nicest guy in the fucking world. Okay, I'm really a nice guy, but I don't like to see other people bullied. So I made the video, and I've spoken enough. 35 minutes. If you got to the end of the video, why don't we have top hats anymore? Why do you think top hats disappeared? Because aren't they cool, right? What happened to top hats? Everyone used to wear them. Some things, I think I should have been born back in the top hat era. Thanks for watching. Good night.